Hi, I'm Leo. Have you ever seen a reaction video on Bilibili that shows the intriguing partnership between a foreign video critic and a bilingual enthusiastic? 2 months ago, when I was doing my online video watching journals, I stumbled upon a very interesting video on Bilibili where Sander Kowo, a remarkably fluent foreigner in Chinese, was reacting to or putting comments on the video of another guy called Cho, a professional music critic who can only speak English. Two foreigners on Bilibili co-produced a reaction video in a form I've never seen before, which should be more acceptable for Chinese more than we commonly see on the YouTube. This unique and successful collaboration with millions of views not only entertained the viewers, but also sparked my curiosity about the topic of cross-cultural communication, especially when it comes to Sanders' unique role in explaining Joe's words and while lowering the cultural barrier in Joe's video. Today, I invite you to join me as we dive into the realm of foreign online video creators and uncover these research questions that, to what extent can we say the foreign online video creators facilitate cross-cultural communication among Chinese audiences? The first finding of this research topic comes from a recent article, namely content analysis of videos by top 8 YouTube influencers in China. In this recent article, the researcher applied a quantitative approach using content analysis of 80 videos to examine how the top 8 foreign influencers in China created their content and engaged with their audience. Clearly, the results show that vlog is the most commonly used type. They recorded their or their family members' daily life in China and their perspective of cultural differences between their country of origin and China. For example, the China Traveler used vlogs to explore China's geography and culture by using unique British owners. Thomas, his vlogs recorded the lives of himself and his wife by including cultural differences between China and Germany. Through the quantitative analysis of the content of these videos, the creators of foreign videos do have a tendency to compare cultures and show cultural differences in their selection of topics. Taking Jerry, who is the most watched one, as the case study, another paper gave me more inspiration on this topic. By reviewing 472 videos he posted on Bilibili, the article presents three figures which respectively indicate that Guo's videos most often focus on cultural difference, most likely to share personal experiences, and tend to be narrated by one person instead of invited guests. These three figures are consistent with the typical profile of this group of people, as I have mentioned above. Still, in this article, we may consider a more direct acknowledgement of Jerry's contribution by the author. An important takeaway that Jerry established the role of a stranger as nonverbal symbol, which means he is a foreigner from another culture to Chinese audiences. However, Jerry is talented in using down-to-earth Chinese expressions and making jokes that seem only Chinese people can possibly understand. By doing so, as the article points out, he did not marginalize his different culture status. Additionally, it strengthened the foreign audience's appreciation for him. At the same time, Jerry spares no effort to introduce the various cultural symbols of China and America. The understanding of the cultural symbols has also enhanced the local audience's trust in Jerry Guo. This feeling is also evident in my interview with the lay people, talking about her watching experience of Jerry.
Another creator, I found he's pretty interesting. I think he's pretty good. So-called Guo Jierui. I think he was and raised up in New York, United States, and he can speak Chinese pretty well, like
Yes.
so good. And also he has been lived in China, mainland China, for almost like 3 years, I guess. And I think, to be honest, I think he is the only one can explain Chinese culture in a very objective and logical way. Yeah, you know, because there are so many stereotypes about China, about Chinese people, and he is the one can make clear ideas, and I definitely love his critical thinking.
I think this is quite most interesting or aspiring thing for me to understand the viewer's motivation to watch foreign online video creator stuff.
Okay, it's so simple because it is from a brand new perspective. That's the key. Because we all Chinese, right? And it's so normal. It's such a normal thing that we know Chinese background because we were born and raised up in here. But for Guo Jierui, I mean, he was born and raised up in the United States, and it is such a great experience to see a foreigner to represent. I don't think I can use represent or like introduce Chinese culture, and it is so. I feel like it's kind of like from another perspective, and it is a perspective I've never tried, I've never felt. So I feel like it's a brand new experience for me, and I do enjoy this kind of like vibe, I'll say, and experience. Yeah.
In addition to a quantitative study and a case study, as we have mentioned before, I also gained some critical insight in another research article based on interviews and surveys. This is an analysis of Chinese audiences of videos published by foreigners on Bilibili. In the conclusion of this article, 78% of respondents do agree that this is a valuable way to promote cross-cultural communication. However, what is remarkable for me is rather the comparable figures between the motives and the gratification for watching foreign uploaders. It is clear to see that the biggest motivation should be entertainment, but in figure of gratification, this demand is not being fully satisfied, as it only ranked the third one, and the biggest gratification turns to the third motive of acquiring knowledge. I do this comparison and find an imbalance between demand and supply, which might be seen as a critical fact that although these videos of foreign creators are informative enough, but they are not the best attractive and full of entertainment. I suppose it could be problematic for cross-cultural communication. On the one hand, such videos are not that popular to spread widely enough, and on the other hand, this may cause a backfire by changing the style and reducing the cultural and educational significance because it is not profitable. Moreover, still in this article, the results show that over 40% of people are skeptical and negative about the information in the video, especially as a large number of people have been involved in online communication. The frequent presence of noise in the process of conversation has led to the loss of meaning, and divergence of opinions in some cases turns to cultural conflicts. Both critics have a certain degree of validity which are partially evident in my interview with Sander Cole, a foreign Bilibili uploader with millions of subscribers. You mentioned before, like, your posts are always being cancelled.
No, not my posts are being cancelled. I mean, other foreigners.
Other foreigners.
Yeah, they've been cancelled. It's not just like it's if you look at how many creators have been cancelled, like I don't know if you heard of Xin Dandan, like the French guy and the American guy. Like they used to be very big on Bilibili, but they got cancelled basically because they sold a cap for like 150 RMB, and then people like knew that they. Have you heard of Xin Dandan?
Oh yeah, I know them.
Yeah. So they were basically cancelled on Bilibili just because they started to sell the hats for like 150 RMB, and people thought it was too expensive. But then you also have like another guy called Silan. He was in Shanghai before, and then there was Fu Lingfang, and then there was who else? Well, there's quite a lot. Hao Geili, a lot of people who just get cancelled from video content. but yeah, I stay always on the careful side. I don't do very like crazy content. I do very simple content.
So basically, this like you 150, this is too expensive. And why do they have to be canceled? For forbidden?
It's not forbidden. It wasn't like the when I say canceled, it's not the platform cancel you. It's the audience who basically just give you negative comments the whole time. Do you know what I mean? So like if you post something, you only get negative content comments under there. That's what I mean by like canceled.
But this is the very common questions for all of the influencers. What's the uniqueness of this particular group of people like doing this?
That's why I think, you know, there's a lot of people who say like you need to do trades in Aero, right? You need to like have a specific kind of topic you do. But I don't agree with that. I think you should always be improving or finding new things, because it's not like I'm gonna be interested in doing a certain type of content for the rest of my life. You know, I think the content needs to grow with the person, you know, whatever you are interested in doing at that time. I think that's very important. It's like, for example, me with the music, we started that in 2 years ago, I think. And that 1 year, that was my most popular thing. But then I also realized like, okay, Joe speaks Chinese now. He's got his own thing. He's got his own channel. Now I want to do different kind of content. So it's always like, what's the next step? What's the next step? But it's tough because you're never sure if the next thing you do is more interesting or less interesting.
Very interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
So improve a lot, and it's a progress.
Well, you try to improve, but you don't know if you improve. You know what I mean? Like you try to do something different, but you're not sure if your audience or anything like that
You'll be pushed to improve your content.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Basically.
In my conversation with Sander, he continued to talk about his struggle in the changing digital era. I got a strong impression that the foreign video creator is not an official cultural ambassador, and that online video production is his private job. That is a business that needs to make a profit and keep up with the market in order to avoid losing attention. Faced with the difficult market, foreign video bloggers needed to develop a better approach to express cross-cultural content. In this case, the emphasis here on cross-cultural content is motivated by cross-cultural identity in order to avoid being homogenized with domestic video. As a mirror group of foreign video creators in China, the practice of Chinese video bloggers in foreign countries also provides sufficient lessons, and Li Ziqi has found just the right approach, which is not only popular, but also culturally valuable enough to become a model for the role of online video and cross-cultural communication. According to an article that analyzed Li Ziqi's vlogs and their impact on international viewer perceptions, the article concludes with the reason for her success. Compared with other vlogs, her routines were always a bit exaggerated and refined, and have absorbed the attention of other viewers who are looking for and enjoying an authentic experience. Moreover, Li Ziqi has found a popular narrative, a post-industrial yearning for escapism and relaxation. Her peaceful setting, slow-paced editing, and emphasis on nature created a quiet and soothing atmosphere. With the popularity of Li Ziqi, audiences from various countries can enter a dialogue with her cultural production through social media comments, likes, and other functions, sharing their dreams of peaceful life and demonstrating a like-minded pursuit of those universal values, such as freedom and harmony with humans, between humans and nature. On the other hand, her aesthetic representation of Chinese culture not only fosters understanding but also sparks curiosity and appreciation among viewers from diverse backgrounds. In conclusion, the analysis of video content and viewer motivation reveals that foreign video creators are playing a significant role in facilitating cross-cultural communication. However, it is crucial to recognize this communication occurs within the context of online video industry, necessitating a mindful approach to ensure profitable and cultural values. By drawing inspiration from successful examples of win-win commercial cross-cultural communication such as Jerry Guo and Li Ziqi, video bloggers can actively seek universal commonalities within cultural differences. This proactive mindset will foster a more meaningful and impactful exchanging of ideas, promoting understanding and harmony in our increasingly interconnected world.